Back to our week 4 coverage of the OKLCS. I have on Discord with me Drew Wild, aka Wild Hoffmeister, who played mid lane Anivia for Jubermensch in that game we just watched. We'd like to ask you, Drew Wild Hoffmeister, whatever. We'd like to ask you, how did you decide to pick this Anivia? Is it just something you're very comfortable playing? Do you like playing it in like based on what they had picked prior to
Are
your
you
pick?
secretly frogging? Is that why you're doing this interview over Discord instead of live?
I don't hear the Froggen accent.
It's
My
all a
accent.
ploy. Just wants to come smash
Uh,
as Anivia in some gold capped OKLCS.
I think sort of all of us in this game just went mostly to our comfort picks, and that's definitely my number one comfort pick is Anivia.
Okay, number one comfort pick. All right, that makes sense. We also wanted to ask, of the teams in the OKLCS thus far, Jubermensch has the one that seems to have the most fluid roster. You move people around in positions. You have a lot of different people coming in. A lot of people playing consistently pretty well.
And it's not even like pulling in some random subs. It's like it's a pretty consistent group, but we see you playing different guys different weeks and
Yeah.
different people, different roles. And just so how does that work for you guys? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's been our main power and sort of our main down because
So like a good strength and a good weakness. One, you're unpredictable, and two, you're not as practiced on some of these things because you obviously can't practice, enough games to be at your best. Like,
And especially
different
with
thing.
such a fluid roster, sometimes
it's
you
also
might.
hard to know what to ban. Sorry,
Yeah.
just throwing that in.
Yeah, that's very true. But it seems to be working for you. You're now 2-2 in the OKLCS. You have 2 games left. Your next game is up against Venom, who up until this week were undefeated.
Yeah, and the game that they lost, TRC played well, and from the match history, it looked like they picked in it like something that they were going to roll with, and they did a good job of it. But Venom was also missing their mid laner,
Yeah.
who had been doing pretty
So-
well in the other games.
Based on how it's been going, if you win the next game, which you'll be playing against Venom, you will be head to head 1-1. You'll be tied for first at 3-2. Do you think you might make any adjustments based on that knowledge? Do you think that you guys can make playoffs? What are your goals for the rest of the split?
yeah, I think we have a pretty good chance. I really like the team comp that we ran, or not the team comp, but the players that we had on our roster for this last game.
Mm-hmm. It definitely looked to be a very, very clean game for the most part.
That game looked good. Are there any players that we
Yeah,
know?
in that regard, we'd like to know, is there like a particular method of shot calling that you guys do?
So yeah, I think that's the one of the biggest reasons we had success in the games that we won was that we had DATV is probably our best shot caller.
I see. He seemed a little tilted early on in the game, just giving up kills left and right, but
Yeah, but to be
seemed
fair, he did like actually very well on that late game Renekton,
Yeah, and
which is not something that
absolutely,
people
and
are generally scared
and then
of.
definitely your map movements were great, so it seemed like he wasn't tilted enough to inhibit his shot calling.
Yeah, I think regardless of how he does in lane, his shot calling is still invaluable to us.
Well, that's very good
That's
to hear.
good, steadfast. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for this interview, Wild Hoffmeister, aka Drew. We hope you good luck for your remaining 2 games in the OKLCS. Hope to see you in the finals.
All right.
All right. Thanks very much.
Bye, Drew.
All right. So we are going to look just a little bit at the match history of the game Road Crew versus.
And for those who don't know, the game, we've been using replay.gg and another website called Analyzer Feed simultaneously trying to get all these games recorded. But replay.gg has missed some games. So for those of you who are participants, we're going to be trying to move next week into having a player on every team recording the game via LOL replay.
Yep.
You know, it's I mean, if it's a problem for your team, you can always ask the other team to make sure that they're the ones doing it. Just we're gonna start moving to that, not really worrying about replayer.gg's because it's your own software that's doing it. It's much more effective. So we're gonna start moving to that. So in the meantime, we're gonna talk about the match history, and once it's I think it's about ready. We're gonna pull up the game from the point of view of the TRC's mid laner. We're gonna skip around the timeline a little bit, not show the whole game from just that perspective, but just try and get a glimpse of how the game went after looking at the match history a little bit.
All right, so we are looking at this from Fixul's op.gg. Hope you're not embarrassed about that. Anyways, we are seeing Fixul playing the Scion, Gavout on the Vi, Shafty on Lux, Dabin on Thresh, and Blah on AD carry Jinx. On the other side, we have Guitars in the mid lane playing Ryze. Cade Trillium, one of the standout performers on Venom, playing that Darius in the top lane. Normally he snowballs his lane very heavily. Choke Me, I must have, did he change his name? I thought his name was Choke Me Dandy prior to this.
Unless this is a sub.
Yeah, it might be a sub, might be a changed name.
They might just have similar names.
Yeah, that's very real possibility. Ahaze and Two Rivers once again in the bottom lane playing Draven and Karma. Obviously,
Fixul says different guy.
Fixul says a different guy. Okay. So they were playing without their primary mid laner and their primary jungler. That might have contributed to their loss, potentially shot calling issues.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, like it really looks like TRC had a pretty good comp. Like they had a comp that had oops, my bad, bump in the table. They had a comp that had a lot of protection for this Jinx. Yeah. You having a Lux.
The only thing about the Road Cruise comp is they have very little disengage. The most that they have is walking forward, throwing down the box, and walking away. But to be fair, there's not a whole lot of follow up for a Zac engage on the side of
Darius pretty immobile, Ryze his ultimate being pretty dangerous and honestly a little bit unnecessary if you have a Zac doing your initiating.
You have a Karma to speed you up, but that's essentially it. That's not a whole lot of follow up.
Draven's a little bit short range.
Yeah, and additionally that's lower CC comp on the side of goodness.
This guy says, "Choke Me Big Fella" and "Choke Me Dandy" are the same guy.
Oh, okay, they are. So they're just playing without their primary mid laner.
Yeah, so they were just playing without the mid lane.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Either way, but if you look at these, the kill participation, they all had relatively high kill participation. It means they
really playing.
They were rotating around as a team, getting big team fights. Shafty actually picking up the Medjai Soul Stealer. Shafty, we would like to advise you against building the Athene's Unholy Grail on Lux. It's just a bad item to build on a champion.
It used to be like a very good item, but these days, maybe if you need some mana, grabbing a Morellonomicon is a good option.
Morellonomicon is the go-to mana item.
Reduces the healing, gives you that CDR, gives you the big, like a pretty big mana bump every time you get an assist. It's just that the Athene's, the healing, it's not super great on her, and she scales pretty well with AP, and it doesn't give that much anymore.
It's just only good if you're playing a primarily utility mid laner like Karma, like possibly Lulu.
Yeah, someone who relies more on their base damages a little bit. Because Lux is a very
more damage oriented champion.
Definitely more damage oriented than the other scaling supports.
And we see the Gavout actually went for a very aggressive build as well, Warrior into Trinity Force, which has been very popular in solo queue nowadays ever since the change to Trinity Force.
Yeah, and she Vi's another champion. Speaking of the patch that happened this last week, who got some buffs. I think to all three of her basic abilities, she got small buffs. So that was probably a pretty good bump for her. But it looks like, I mean, just at a glance, they all had high kill participations. The Jinx had an insane amount of damage and a crazy number of kills.
4 and 8.
18 kills with more than double damage of literally anyone else in the game, pretty much. The highest being
not quite double over Shafty.
Well, okay, I'm just saying it was like 20,000, just over 20,000, and she had just over 40,000. So she's quite ahead in the damage department. And just it looks like they played it really well. Just being able to feed all these kills into a Jinx and keep her safe during a team fight against
and somewhat questionable by Choke Me Big Fella, as his new name is. He built the Leandri's Torment instead of building towards more tank stats.
Yeah, I I play some Zach. It's not Landry's is not
No,
my
it's not
favorite,
bad.
but it's not that bad.
It's not bad, but
It's just
in
you
this
should wait.
situation,
Yeah.
you should definitely have built towards more tank because Blah was apparently shredding through your entire team.
Yeah, picking up a Sunfire. Well, not Sunfire because he's in the jungle.
Cinderhulk.
Sorry, I played Zach in the top lane.
Well, you get
But-
the Randuins,
but-
you get the Deadmans,
yeah.
things like that.
Even another Randuins. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes not the best, but sometimes if you're going full armor, can be fun. Getting that extra 10% more crit reduction. But some Ninja Tabi and finishing up a Randuins would have probably helped him be quite a bit tankier against everybody except this Lux.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Even, well, you do get some health back from building that, so not the worst thing in the world. We are going to see if we can look for some highlights from this game. I will go ahead and pull that up right now. This is from Shafty's point of view.
Yeah, and we just felt like it was a little bit weird showing an entire thing from one point of view. We didn't have, like, enough time, honestly, to put together something that was going to try and show the game from a lot of different points of view. So we were gonna just, we're planning on skipping around this timeline a little bit, seeing how the game was going, how it was progressing at some different points in the game.
Yeah, alright, so actually, we'll go ahead and try and slowly jump around, see if anything significant has been happening. Obviously, we can't see anything from the point of view of Venom. Just gonna have sort of quiet starts here.
Yeah, I really like that Rise skin. Unrelated note. That's fun.
Rise.
Yeah.
All right, I would like to see if I can find where first blood occurs. Oh,
it was a gank in the bot lane. It looks like.
Yeah, Gab
All right,
out.
so we don't get to watch it because we are watching Shafty farm, but it looks like a
Gab
gank
out
from
just
Gab
got a
out.
gank onto Ahaze actually, so that cut down his stacks pretty significantly early on. A kill was traded back at some point here. And we're just gonna look for some big team fights that Shafty was a part of. We're gonna look for big, like, sort of kills.
Yeah. But we didn't we wanted to show the game because we know that you guys were like you guys play these games and you want to be able to see stuff from them. But like we don't want this to be like a regular thing, and we're even going to move to all replay to prevent this from happening. So we didn't really like prepare anything big for it. We just wanted to be able to take a look at the game and the match history so we could get everybody's games covered for the week.
Not a whole lot has been happening. Oh, there was something here. Okay, so I missed another kill somewhere else. It looks like Darius had TP'd into the bottom lane. We'll try and see if we can... I'm not sure what.
No,
what
it looks
happened.
like Zach ganked and Karma was able to pick up a
And
kill on the
Gabout's
Thresh.
going for a kill on the guitars here.
Ooh.
He misses the
That was some
final
good
spark.
juking there by
Juking.
Rise. Dodged the binding and dodged the ultimate a bit.
31 minutes in, best clip, he says.
Okay, don't jump straight there, but we could do some skipping.
Yeah, let's see. I want to look for a big team fight because that's probably what happened given the high kill participation.
High kill participation and Blah's insane damage. It looks like there were just a lot of 5v5s and 4v4s, just big number fights where TRC did a good job of protecting the Jinx and letting her
The road crew picks up
do her
this
thing.
this air drake.
Oh yeah, we turned off the audio just because this was recorded via Plays TV, which
Gab out caught out in the jungle here. There's some nice damage from Fixul. The final spark comes across 2,
some good.
but
wombo
Rise
there.
is doing damage over and across the side, and Shafty's basically out of mana here.
Looks like they're gonna get out just fine.
Yeah, that's some damage coming out of Rise though. Oh, there's a pause here. Let's get past that. They had communication errors.
Mm-hmm. Man, I forgot what I was saying a moment ago before that little fight broke out.
Oh, Guitars actually used Rise ultimate to try and juke away there. He dodges the final spark very nicely.
Yeah, I've been doing a good job of getting some jukes.
We're
away
not going to
from some
follow
of
that.
these.
It looks like they did pick up that kill in the end. Oh, okay, here's a big fight. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so it looks like Shafty is going to teleport into the bottom lane here. They see their jungler, Choke Me Big Fella, is coming out from the back here. Gabout's here as well. He assault and batteries onto Ahaze. He gets flayed back in. Shafty throws out light binding, who goes wide. Final spark only lands onto 2 rivers. Jinx actually is the one who picks up that kill, and they back away nicely. But K Trillium actually teleported a little late there. He was by himself. after that teleport.
They were zoning his team away too hard.
Yeah.
He might have
probably
once he
should've
saw
canceled.
once he saw that
Ooh, there's the Thunderlords followed up with a passive.
if you're wondering, the auto attack and the passive proc count separately towards Thunderlords. That's how she was able to proc Thunderlords with just in a is that the W?
E-auto.
E auto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucent Singularity is the E, W is the shield, the prismatic barrier.
Shaftalicious, giving us a little bit of help, checking out his plays to look at the highlights, says that there's well, let's keep in mind there was a little bit of a pause, so some of these things after the pause might be a little bit distorted, but 18, actually no, it would be paused on the plays TV too. Yeah, yep. So he said there are some team fights at 18-15.
Which might be coming up right here. Okay, guitars over the wall, what's happening here? All right, we see K Trillium roaming down from the bottom lane. Guitars is looking for something over the wall. Early smite, but they do secure it anyways. Now they're going to be moving upwards here towards
Towards the Darius, who was just, it looks like Jinx is getting the chase on.
Did he mean 1815 timestamp or 1815 game time? That's the question. Okay, there's the Unstoppable Onslaught goes wide. He flashes over the Krug wall, but he's in enemy territory. Daben pulls in Fixel
play
here.
by Daben there.
And he gets pulled back into the final spark, and the enemy goes down to Blah.
Hey, that was well played by Daben there. That was a nice flash over the wall and then threw the lantern back to make sure his teammates got there. Maybe it's game time.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll
it's game time.
try and jump over there game time. We missed something there. We missed something here. Okay, I feel like it's we're a little messed up here. All right, so
He said, "Oh, that's timestamp."
All right,
So
so
that's in the
Blah is
game.
going to be caught out here by Guitars. He is going to go down. Shafty going to get jumped on by Guitars. Shafty forced to flash away. He's getting chased down here. He pulls out the ultimate, and he flashes back into it to jump over here. Guitars juking away from the final spark once again. He goes for the kill on David. Not enough with the help of the W shield, and Guitars is going to get knocked up here. Gab out is forced away by Elastic Slingshot, but Shafty picks up the kill with Lucent Singularity. Two Rivers is going to root Shafty here. He's going to get taken down by K Trillium with Noxian Guillotine eventually. Shut down there. A-Haze is chasing him down. He gets a kill onto them.
So it looks to me like this was the team fight at 8:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we will move ahead a little bit, looking for more team fights.
Okay. He corrected it. He said these are the game times.
All right.
For
He
the
says
next
there's a good team fight at 1930 game time, which I just skipped past. So we're gonna jump back a little bit here. Okay, looks like they're posturing around this dragon area. Choke Me Big Fella going in for a fight here. Blah trying to kite back into this corridor. He is going very low. The death sentence lands onto A-Haze. Final spark is gonna be cleansed away and flashed away from. Draven throws out the ultimate. Guitars and A-Haze are jumping forward. Choke Me Big Fella, I don't know if he wanted that one. He got Blah excited with the help of that kill. K Trillium moving forward. Daben is going to go down to Noxian Guillotine, but he's going to get kited out by Blah here. Light Binding lands onto him. Not a whole lot of damage, but A-Haze actually gets the kill. He picks up Blah, and Shafty might go down as well. Double kill over to him. Teleport coming in from Sion, but I don't know if he wants to anymore. All right. So that was a, 4-for-1 in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush at that point?
No, Venom.
Or Venom, sorry. Yeah. All right, Oklahoma Gold Rush is not even in this game. What am I talking about? All right, we'll look for the fight at 22:38. It looks like they're just playing ARAM at this point.
22:38.
Thank you. All right, so A-Haze caught by a light binding. He's not going to go down there. They did not use Final Spark.
Yeah, Daben just not close enough to follow that binding up with a death sentence.
See what happens here. Shafty looking for light bindings across the side. Alright, so Guitars is he's just gonna use Final Spark to clear out the minion wave. Light Binding lands onto Two Rivers. He's gonna get slowed up and caught with Flame Chompers as well. He's gonna force to flash out actually, but he goes down anyways. Gab out was forced to flash away, but he does go down to that one. Elastic Slingshot actually canceled.
That was a fly, was it?
Or I think that was Unstoppable Onslaught. That was Unstoppable Onslaught. And K Trillium is gonna get knocked up here. Block trying to cut it out. K Trillium gonna get death sentence here. Blah is doing a lot of damage off the side. He's gonna throw out Super Mega Death Rocket. It goes straight field goal down the middle. Fixel is going to go down in the end. He's going to get slowed up. Shafty flashes forward for the light binding. It lands on the Guitars. He gets the kill. Blah going excited right now. Cade Trillium off to the side, 2 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the constant just CC in general from Thresh and Scion, they were doing a good. They've been doing a good job of using that CC as they kite away from these fights.
He went for the Hail Mary play into the brush there, thinking he was trying to recall. They didn't find him, unfortunately.
Luckily, his ultimate is already only 24 seconds from being up again.
Yeah, Lux is fun.
Benefits of Lux.
People who play Lux don't deserve anything.
He's just playing. Echoed Voice plays Lux a decent amount.
Echoed Voice doesn't deserve any pity.
Anyway, we can 20. We could jump to no 24-20 is something you put down.
Yeah, okay. We'll wait for 10 seconds.
So we'll see what's about to come up.
All right, so it's apparently gonna happen in
nice.
about
just skipping to the action. We should just do this every time.
Yeah, we don't get that luxury. We have to talk about map plays. All right, Shafty might use Final Spark here just to clear out a minion wave. Good, not a bad use of that ultimate, honestly. Gavon's aggressing onto K Trillium here with a Trinity Force. He's actually shredding down K Trillium here.
Damn.
And Two Rivers is going to get jumped on here. He gets the Assault and Battery. He's going to get slowed up by Zab. The exhaust goes down into Gavon, but it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Shafty picks up that kill. Fixel misses the unstoppable onslaught, but he's just here to try and help the team catch up. And it doesn't look like anything else is going to come from that. Actually, Gavon moving forward here. Fixel going to get stunned up by Guitars with that Rune Prison. Blah going to take it away.
Oh.
Elastic Slingshot lands onto him, but not enough damage coming out with that shield. He's going to go down eventually. Final Spark is not going to come in. There's the little blobs, and he is going to go down in the end to
Blah.
To Blah.
Looks like they're gonna get to take another tower for that.
Yeah, where are the remaining 4 members of Venom just not here to defend their towers? We're gonna jump ahead now about 2 minutes. We missed something here, actually.
Looks like the next thing that happens, they put at 27.
Yeah, but that's not anywhere near what we're looking at.
Oh, it looks like he died, but it didn't look like it was a giant team fight.
All right, so actually, Shafty gonna go for the light binding here. Fixul is trying to
here comes Rise in the back.
Guitars is in the back line now, but he's pretty tanky actually with that frozen, almost a frozen heart. He has the Saris as well, but he's gonna go down to Gav out here. Shafty goes down to Darius in the end. And then we're not going to be able to see the rest of what's going on. Actually, we're going to see in the background of this purchase, Ahaze is going to go down to Blah in the end. The other 2 members here are aggressing onto Fixel. Fixel might go down here. Gava, Assault and Battery, or Vault Breakers forward. He's going to get, K-Trillium's going to get the shield, but he's going to get focused down by Blah here. He gets the death sentence, and that's a lot of, plethora of CC, but he gets healed for a massive amount. He is in the end going to go down to Blah. Blah, Two Rivers flayed back in. Blah chasing forward, gets the double. 4 for 1 in favor of the Road Crew.
Yeah, we can jump ahead to 27:45.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Ah, man.
Might be. I'm on a stool.
All right, here we go. We're going to see here. K-Trillium moving forward aggressively. Choke me, big fella. Elastic Slingshots right onto some Flame Chompers. Gava, Assault and Battery onto Ahaze. He goes go down. K-Trillium is going to get focused down as well. He gets the heal, but he's not going to survive. Shafty's going to get exhausted. He's going to throw down Zanya's. Two Rivers in the middle of the enemy team. Triple kill goes over to Blah. 3 for 1 in favor of the Road Crew there as
they're
well.
Just doing a really good job, the whole team of
their team fighting is actually very good.
Of the Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Scion's really good for that. Scion's a champion whose damage falls off quite a bit as far as tanks go, but
his utility is almost unparalleled.
Yeah, he has a pretty giant AoE slow /stun /knockup.
Okay, flash light binding onto Guitars. The Final Spark is going to come in. He gets the Saris Embrace shield, but it doesn't matter. The Zap picks him up.
At this stage in the game, it's on a very short cooldown.
Yeah.
And he can just spam that during team fight to zone. If you use it effectively to zone, to keep
looks
people
like the
carries.
Road Crew are taking away Baron at this point. We're going to see a fight possibly here. The Final Spark comes across
but here comes Zac into the back.
Final Spark. Scion is actually the one that secures Baron, and Zac goes down in the end. Ahaze chasing down Shafty. Assault and Battery slows him down. Blah is going legendary. He actually picks up Zach, in the end, Shafty takes the dark passage to follow up. Blah chasing him
Jinx
down.
way ahead of her team though because of that getting excited.
Yeah, but he's going to flash forward to try and get the kill onto Two Rivers. Light Binding is not going to be able to pick him up. He's chasing him down. Loosen Singularity is not going to get him. He's flashed or slowed up by that Q.
Karma, very slippery champion when it comes to just speed and juking.
All right, so we are going to see a team fight in about a minute, apparently. We'll go ahead and jump ahead to that right here. Oops. Okay. No one saw that. Spoilers. All right, so
3:55.
actually, they might try and catch someone out here. Oh, no, there's no one in that brush. There he is. Ahei's off in no man's land. Gonna get chased down. Unstoppable Onslaught actually used to try and catch him. And Shafty's sort of left by himself here. He's gonna get jumped on by Elastic Slingshot. He's gonna get focused down by Cade Trillium. And he's gonna go down, just sort of abandoned by his team. But he actually gets up Two Rivers in the end. He actually Zanyas. He takes the Dark Passage. He gets out. The ultimate from Draven comes across. Shafty survives it all. His team came back for him.
Did not expect him to live there.
Wow, that was insane.
With a well-placed Zanyas, and it almost looked like he got healed by Dangerous Game or something.
he did take out Two Rivers before having to Zanyas. He just survived, got the Dark Passes straight out, and that's probably the game here. They have 2 inhibs down, 2 members dead,
and Baron buff.
Yeah,
looks like they
it's pretty much done. Blah is focusing down.
Here
these
comes
towers.
the Gav out and Fixel pushing down an inhibitor and pushing in the super minion wave.
All right, Elastic Slingshot once again canceled by Dabin with that flay. Ahei's trying to do what he can. Shafty is probably going to go down here in the end.
But here comes Blah back into the fight.
Yeah, Blah is doing absolute massive work. He's exhausted. He's still shredding the health bars. Cade Trillium's here as well. But it doesn't matter. Choke me, big fella, doing what he can, but he's just Zach with no remaining CC.
I'm sorry, yeah, we turned off the audio because we do know that you guys are all, talking within the game and whatnot. But well played, Shafty. Well played.
Yeah,
all right.
Excellent play. But unfortunately, we did not have the full game to show you guys, so that is going to be it for our Week 4 coverage of the OKLCS.
Yeah, so as it stands, let's see. We've got Retribution 2-2, right? Landsnake also 2-2. TRZ 1-3, and Diamond Win 3-1. That's for Diamond Cap.
Yeah.
Then over here, and then the looking at the Gold Cap, I think OGR after that.
Oklahoma Gold Rush is currently Oklahoma Gold Rush 2-2. Jubermensch 2-2. Venom still has the lead 3-1. The Road Crew picking up their upset win 1-3 against Venom.
All right, so that's where the stand. Oh, we could drag that over.
So we have 2 games left in the series. We are going to go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have 2 games left in the split. That means that at this point, standings are still as of yet undetermined. Teams could go ahead and tie everything up. There's nothing set in stone yet. Nobody's 4 wins yet, so it could go any way based on where we are right now. So
things in the Diamond Cap, like it started out pretty favoring Diamond Win as far as everything's gone, but it seems like the other Diamond Cap teams have picked it up a decent amount, and in Gold Cap, it seems like teams are starting to figure things out, and starting to figure out their rosters and how they want to play things, and they're improving. Sorry, just a little bit unrelated, because like as we know, like the tournament scene in Oklahoma started out being primarily Gold Capped, and then Platinum Capped, and then so some of the teams that have been together for a while who are now moving on up to Diamond Capped. They've figured these things out, their rosters and their schedules and their team comps and whatnot. But some of these Gold Cap teams are, newer. Teams that got formed to participate in the OKLCS. And so it's not surprising to see them, kind of figure these things out as the OKLCS goes on. But they're going to be doing, hopefully, pretty well during Season 2 of the OKLCS.
Yep. All right, so next week we will be having flipped rematches of our Week 2 matchups. Landsnake will be playing Diamond Win. The TRZ will be playing Retribution. Jubermensch will be playing the Road Crew, and Oklahoma Gold Rush will be playing Venom. I told him wrong. He is not playing Venom next week. Either way, we will see those matchups next week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.